I've called for this session because of what is happening in our country. So we are before you as Azimio la Umoja One Kenya. We are in touch with our other colleagues who may, particularly members of the summit. Of course, being here means that Baba himself is here. And our sister Mother Karua, we've been in touch with her. In fact, they issued a statement from NAC Kenya yesterday on some of the issues we'll be touching upon. We're in touch with Brother Wycliffe Oparanya. You have seen our brother Mwangi wa Iria. Mheshimiwa J.N. Kioni is in Deragwa, but is part of what we are saying today. And Mheshimiwa Wajakoya also is in Ingo, in Western Kenya, is part and parcel of the statement today. We will summarize our remarks, and I think the Secretariat is busy trying to type out an official version. But of course, what we are saying is absolutely official. We have called for this presser in order to express and show solidarity with our doctors. And as you may well know, the strike that the doctors have called is also been joined by other technicians, the lab technicians and others, members of the honorable profession, the medical profession. We are also aware that as we speak, they are actually demonstrating. It is important to remember that when the whole thing started, the Secretary General of the doctors' organization was actually not only tear gas but hurt, and we went to see him in the hospital. Since then, we had hoped that the Kenya Kwanza regime would have taken seriously the demands by the doctors. So, without much ado, we want to say we stand in absolute solidarity with the doctors. They're entitled, as usual, under Article 37 of our Constitution, to picket, to demonstrate, to go on strike. What we are now saying is this matter has assumed another dimension. That the whole president comes back and he says, will not pay, won't pay. Goes on to say that they do not have, we have to live within our means. Now we all know that Kenya Kwanza regime has taken serious cognizance of the factors of production. We want to congratulate them for it. When they say they want to go for development in terms of economic growth and not consumption. But they've been preaching water and drinking heavy wine. Look at the style, the lavish style that they have assumed. If only they could cut down, because during the National Dialogue Committee meetings, we were able to address some of these issues. And a statement issued that they were going to cut down on travel, for example, that those traveling, say, within the region will all fly economy. But what has actually happened? We have seen exponential growth in expenditure by this government. We all are aware that the wage bill is high. But the way to handle the high wage bill is not to deny people rights. After all, they are collecting so much in terms of taxation. Everybody now, even new members of the press, wherever you are now having to pay through your nose, for the affordable housing levy, actually a tax. Now, what are they doing with all this money? That is what Kenyans are asking. Why don't you have collected all the money from every Kenyan, bleeding, literally, bleeding the economy in order to get money? So we can only come to one conclusion, that this is an extravagant regime. They want to be able to milk every penny out of the Kenyans, and be able, and then even refuse to pay the doctors. We have established this morning that over 500 Kenyans have lost their lives following the doctor strike. You may even want to compare that to Shakahola. And it looks like nobody seems to care. We are here to say you will care, because if you don't, we are going to come back to this podium and make further statements with regard to showing solidarity with the Kenyan doctors. I want to ask either Mwangi or Eugene to talk to you about the fake fertilizer. It's sort of a product of heavy corruption. All what you are seeing really smacks of nothing but pure corruption. This is why they are unable to manage, and this is why there's so much contradiction even on the matter of the fertilizers. Well, Kenyans may probably remember Americans one time at the famous Watergate scandal. What is happening here is a government being led primarily by one scandal after another, and they don't seem to care. You know, that attitude, yeah, mutadu. And the beauty about, or really, not the beauty, the unfortunate thing about us as a country, as Kenyans, is we forget about these scandals. As soon as they are dealt with, at least there's some kind of semblance of peace, and Kenyans forget. Now this time, we are calling on our nation, on all citizens of goodwill, to take note of every scandal and hold this government to account. We've been actually discussing, and we are watching that space. But for now, we've decided to issue a very clear statement that we are in solidarity with our doctors. That means if in fact, I think it was Eugene who was calling on one CS to resign. Personally, I don't think I have a lot of regard for these CSCs. Whether they resign or they don't resign, they are part and parcel of a regime that is failing its citizens. We are consulting. We are consulting, and if they do not stop this strike, obviously Kenyans are free to join. Yes.